So I'm gonna go through a little bit about what I do and what I do, and hopefully by the end of today, you guys kind of understand why some of these things that you do are very important, so you don't end up seeing a guy like me. So topic today is it's possible what fitness can do for you. I actually found that it is possible quote on the Max Challenge website. It's actually at the very bottom of the page. I don't know if anybody noticed that. It is possible. All right. So I'm going to probably throw a couple of motivational quotes throughout the whole presentation here. The only bad workout is the one that you didn't do. Always remember that. All right, so a little bit about me. I have a doctorate in physical therapy, and I'm a certified strength and conditioning specialist as well. I do injury assessment, soft tissue mobilization, cupping, dry needling, the whole nine. One of the things that I do want to bring up is I am an expert in functional movement techniques, meaning I can watch you squat, watch you do a push-up, kind of tell you what areas are tight, what things you need to loosen up, what things you need to strengthen. And I do want to I'm also an adjunct professor at the University of Hartford as well, and on my free time, I love to work out, and I'm very involved in health, fitness, and nutrition as well. A little bit about me too. About 4 months ago, that's what these pictures are on the side here. I ruptured my Achilles tendon. So this is the first major injury I've ever had in my life, and I was always a very big into the fitness world and doing intramural sports. So it was pretty tough for me, even mentally, to try to get back into all of this. So I know what some of you might be going through to try to start up a workout program and try to stick with it. I actually just started going back to the gym myself about 3 weeks ago. And it's been 4 months since my surgery. It's a long rehab. Thank you. But a part of it was, I think I'm okay now. Do I really have to work out? So there's that mental hurdle that you really have to get over. So I can definitely relate on that level as far as the mental aspect. So always remember, kind of back to this, the only bad workout is the one that you didn't do. All right, so I'm going to kind of go through a couple of facts and stats about, I don't want to bore you guys too much, about how much exercise you should be getting daily. According to the American Health Association, we should be getting about 40 minutes of exercise 3 to 4 times a week. And a lot of Americans do not do that. So less than 5% of adults participate in 30 minutes of physical activity each day. So even you guys being here and showing up to these classes, give yourself a round of applause. And the percentage of adults 18 and over who met the guidelines for their aerobic physical activity is about 53%. And about 23% meet the muscle strengthening guidelines as well. So inactivity, it's all a big circle, right? So if we're inactive, we're not doing anything, you're going to have less strength overall in your body, you're going to have less function, and also that's going to lead to further weakness, and then also a bunch of health risks that come along with that. We're going to get into some of the health risks a little bit later, but obviously goal is to always stay active. So what happens to our muscle as we age? Everybody loses muscle as we age, and I think after the age of 30, it gradually starts to go down. About 1 to 5% every year. So I don't want that to scare you, but everybody does lose muscle. So by the time you're between 50 to 80 years old, about 50% of the fibers are lost. But what you have to do is try to maintain the fibers that you do have and continue to strengthen and continue to stay active. Which is why exercise is important. So strength doesn't come from what you can do, it comes from overcoming the things that you once thought you couldn't do. So determination is a big aspect of that. So I want to talk about this just so you guys can understand from an exercise science perspective about what you're actually doing with the Max Challenge, the Max program. So I don't know, does anybody know what the SAID principle is? Or a periodization? All right, so I'm going to go over it then, so I won't bore you too much then. So SAID principle, specific adaptations to impose demands. So all that means, to kind of break it down, is that the body adapts to specific demands that you place on it. So for some people that they might come in and tell me, well, I walk a lot at work. I think that's enough exercise for me. If you've been working at that same job for 10 years and you're walking that much every day, that's actually not really exercise for your body at all. Because after a while, the body adapts to it, and you have to try to change things up. And one thing I noticed with the MAX program is your exercises are never the same. They usually switch it up with all the different awesome trainers and coaches that you guys have here. And incorporating things with aerobics, weights, and all of those fun things. So that way, your body always has a constant challenge. And that's how you actually get stronger, your heart gets healthier, and all of those things. And periodization is actually changing up the program. So you don't want to do the same thing for 6 months straight, because once again, the body's it's gonna go back to that set principle where the body gets used to it. All right, so benefits of exercise. So 1, lowers your risk of heart disease by more than 20%. This is all off like the CDC website. 2, 50% decreased risk in diabetes, right? 30% decreased risk of dementia by exercising, again, getting good oxygenation to the brain. You can, once again, you get smarter if you exercise. That just means you're in a better. See, all smart in this room. You're in a better mental state. So, so low physical fitness is a mortality predictor, not BMI. I think everybody in our society thinks if you have a high BMI, that just means you have a high mortality factor. It's actually low physical fitness that leads to that higher mortality predictor. And I can keep going on and on for a billion slides about all the different benefits of exercise. Decreased risk of cancer, heart disease, anxiety and depression. Your joint mobility gets better, increased bone density, increased stamina, flexibility, strength, and the smiley face, body tone. All right, so you exercise to be fit, not to be skinny, and eat to nourish your body, and always ignore the haters, doubters, and unhealthy examples that were once feeding you. You are worth more than you realize.
Yeah.
Thank you. And I know we're a little short on time, but if anybody has any questions, I'll be glad to answer them after Kim is all done.
All right, awesome.
Thank you very much, guys.